Okay, so today we're going to really dig into something pretty wild. We're doing a deep dive into this data set that's making waves.
Mm.
It's called BLIP3-KALE. And it's changing how we think about AI and image captioning.
Yeah.
So anyone listening to this probably knows that image captioning that's like AI that can like look at a picture and describe it with words.
Right.
And it seems kind of simple on the surface, but it's actually like a huge step toward, AI that can really understand what's going on in the world, visually.
Absolutely.
And then this BLIP3-KALE thing, it's got like 218 million image text pairs.
It's massive.
It's insane. That's like, can you even imagine that many pictures?
It's hard to fathom.
It's like more than you could ever look at in your entire life, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the thing is, it's not just like any old images and captions. This is where the knowledge augmentation part comes in.
Exactly.
And that's really where it gets interesting. So maybe you can break that down for us a little bit.
Yeah. So knowledge augmentation, it's basically like taking those captions and putting them on steroids instead of just like a cat on a mat.
Right.
Which is what like a basic image captioning system might spit out.
Yeah.
You get something like, a sleek Siamese cat with piercing blue eyes is curled up on a plush velvet cushion, probably enjoying a peaceful afternoon nap.
Wow.
So it's like way more descriptive.
Okay.
And it's pulling in information from all sorts of other places to like really paint a complete picture.
So like, how does that even work? Like, where is it getting this extra info from?
So there are these things called knowledge graphs. And they're kind of like giant databases of common sense knowledge. So like the fact that Siamese cats tend to have blue eyes, or that velvet cushions are often found in living rooms, things like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then BLIP3-KALE also taps into specialized visual databases, like ones that are specific to different breeds of cats or types of furniture. So it's really like combining all of this information.
So it's almost like the AI is like learning to be like a detective or something.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like looking for clues.
Yeah.
And putting the pieces together to figure out what's really going on in the picture.
And that's why these captions are so much richer. As a listener, you get so much more out of that description.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just like, okay, there's a cat, there's a mat. It's like, oh, I can picture this whole scene now.
Right.
I can see the cushion. I can like feel the vibe of the room.
Exactly.
So like you mentioned these knowledge graphs and these databases, but like in the sources you sent, there was also this term, dense descriptions.
Yeah.
Like what's the difference there?
So dense descriptions are kind of like the next level up from knowledge-augmented captions. It's not just about identifying objects and their attributes. It's about understanding the relationships between them and how they all fit together to tell a story.
So it's not just listing the ingredients. It's like writing the recipe.
That's a great analogy.
It's like, okay, here's how it all comes together to make this delicious meal.
Exactly.
Which is the image.
And you can imagine how useful that is. Like if you're trying to find a specific image in a huge database, a basic caption might not cut it. Yeah. But a dense description could pinpoint exactly what you're looking for based on like the tiniest details and relationships.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's incredibly powerful.
I can see this being super helpful for like visually impaired people.
Absolutely.
Like imagine like an app that could describe your surroundings in detail using these dense descriptions. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be life-changing.
Or like in medicine, like AI could analyze medical images and provide like really detailed reports to help doctors make diagnoses.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities.
It's mind-blowing. And the coolest thing is BLIP3-KALE is open source.
Yeah.
Which means like anyone can use it, like researchers, developers, even just like hobbyists.
Exactly.
It's like democratizing AI, which is awesome.
It's a game changer.
So just to recap, we got this huge data set, 218 million image text pairs. That uses knowledge augmentation to create these incredibly detailed descriptions. And it's all open source. Like it's pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's groundbreaking.
But it kind of makes you wonder, like, what's going to happen next? Like, how is this going to change the way we interact with the visual world?
That's the big question.
Like, think about art analysis.
Yeah.
Imagine AI that can, like, really understand and interpret art in ways that humans never could.
Yeah.
Or like medical diagnostics. AI could spot things in scans that doctors might miss. And even just like everyday life, like scrolling through social media, imagine AI that can like tell you the story behind every picture.
That's wild.
Yes, it's crazy to think about, but it's definitely coming.
It is.
So, like, what do you think? What's the biggest impact BLIP3-KALE is going to have?
I think it's going to change the way we think about what AI can do with visual information. Like, we're moving beyond just recognizing objects to really understanding the world in a much deeper way.
Yeah, and it's going to have it fast.
It already is.
So buckle up, everyone, because the future is visual, and it's powered by AI.
And it's going to be incredible.